Today I'm going to show you how to make your own self-wicking container. Hey everyone, this is Colin with Salty Acres, and if you didn't already know, we offer tons of varieties of fruit-bearing plants that will ship straight to your door. So if you're new to gardening and wanting to learn how to grow things in a lot of different ways, make sure you click that subscribe button. The first thing you're going to need is a mineral tub. A lot of people have been asking, what is this container that I grow things in? And it is what you call a mineral tub. Mineral tubs are basically protein tubs that are used by cattle farmers who are feeding protein to their farm animals, and that's usually bought at Tractor Supply and other places. A common misconception when you're trying to go and find protein tubs is how much they cost, because when I tell everybody to go look for these tubs, they go look immediately online and see how much they cost. And they cost a lot because they have protein in them already. But cattle farmers use the protein and then they have nothing to do with these tubs. And that's where you go and find them for the best deal. And typically you can find them for $5 or $10 a piece, but sometimes they even give them away. So do yourself a favor and go look on Facebook Marketplace, or if you know some friends of friends who have cattle farms out there, go ask them, and they more than likely will have some tubs sitting around and they'll be happy to give them to you. Now the second thing you need when making your own self-wicking container is a couple of milk jugs or 1 gallon jugs that have the cap still on them, and I'll tell you why. And also you're gonna need a couple of water bottles to fill in some of the gaps inside the container as we get towards the end. And the final thing you'll need is a small PVC pipe, and you'll have to cut the end of it at an angle in order for this system to work. And the PVC pipe needs to be about 24 to 36 inches long, just depends on the size of the container. So let's get started making our self-wicking container. The first thing that you're gonna need as far as tool-wise is a drill. We gotta drill a hole in the bottom of the container about 5 inches from the bottom. And the drill bit needs to be about the width of your finger. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna measure roughly 5 inches from the bottom of the container, and that is approximately right here, and I'm gonna drill my hole. And as you can see, our hole is about 5 inches from the bottom, and there's no other holes in this container whatsoever. There's nothing allowing water to escape except for this one hole right here. Now the next thing we're going to do is fill up this container as much as we can with 1 gallon jugs. As you can see, we could only get about 4 jugs to fit in this bottom of this container. And the goal to using a self-wicking tub is to making sure about 20% of the dirt is touching the bottom of the container. So we got to fill in some of those gaps, and that's what some of those water bottles are for. So essentially, I think it takes about 3. You can also do some more on the other sides. You can actually fill in all the holes if you want to. But I think 3 is okay, and it won't drown the plant. So now that you've seen the inside of the self-wicking tub, you've got to finish making this thing so it allows water to flow in and out of the dirt freely. So this is where the magic happens inside the self-wicking container. You need a drill bit that's smaller than the width of a pencil to drill some holes into these 1 gallon jugs. And what we're gonna do is drill 1 hole 1 inch from the bottom on every side of this jug. And then we're also gonna do the same thing at the very top of this container. We're gonna drill 4 holes as well. And what I do at the very top is, basically where it starts to turn upwards at the top of this container, I just go ahead and drill a hole. And drill 4 holes on the bottom and 4 holes on the top on every 1 gallon container. And what this does is, this allows water to fill up inside this container from this hole into this hole. And now your 1 gallon jug should look a lot like this. It's got 4 holes at the bottom and 4 holes close to the top. Now take your water bottles and do the exact same thing, and you can only probably do about 3 holes on the top and 3 holes on the bottom. And now we're gonna put our 1 gallon jugs and our water bottles back into our container, and we're gonna leave one of these 1 gallon jugs out to do one final step to it. This 1 gallon jug is responsible for filling up all the bottles and 1 gallon jugs in your self-wicking container. So in order for all that to happen, you have to have your PVC pipe cut at an angle, and you slide it in just like that. Now this PVC pipe has got a little bit of room inside this 1 gallon jug, and it allows maybe just a little bit of dirt to to go inside of it. So what we're gonna do now is duct tape all the way around so this pipe doesn't move inside this container at all. You don't have to get fancy. All you have to do is make sure that the soil can't get in from this PVC pipe into this 1 gallon jug. So literally, it's sealed off just like that right there. So now your container is fully set up and ready for you to add some soil to it so you can start your plants. So what happens is all those jugs get slammed full of water, and as the dirt starts drying out, the water starts getting released into the soil. So the way to look at it is there's 4 gallons of water underneath the soil of your plant, and that water is always available to your plant as it needs it.